Hi, hello, welcome to or back to my channel. So I am going to be starting a reading blog where I'm going to be reading books that are from series that I'm currently reading. The books I am hoping to read in this video, well, I've started Reckless, so we're going to be reading Reckless by Lauren Roberts to get up to date with this series. Then I'm going to read Legendary and Finale by Stephanie Garber because I really want to finish this series, and these are the last two. There is a novella, but I'm not going to include that in this video. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and let's get into it. I am currently on antibiotics and steroids for my skin, so I'm like up and down with my health and my skin, so please ignore the way I look and stuff in this vlog. I feel like my vlogs are very real, like to what my life is, you know, like I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, I'm not gonna look the best in this vlog, and I don't look the best in previous vlogs. I'm just not myself at the moment because of my health, so please bear that in mind. And the reason why I look like this is because I've got severe eczema, so yeah. As I said, the book we are going to be starting is Reckless by Lauren Roberts. This is the first one we're going to be reading in this vlog. I am only on page 54, but so far it is so good. We jump straight into the plot. With this, I'm not going to give spoilers before I say anything. It is the second full book in the series, but we did have a novella between. Already we jumped straight into the plot line of like how things ended in the first one, and it's so good. Like, I'm loving it. I can't believe how quick we actually got into that. I wasn't expecting to like jump straight into the plot like it did, because we've got this full book and I feel like the whole book's going to be this cat and mouse chase. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I don't want to give too much away. But yeah, I'm so glad to be back in this world, back with Kyan Payden. I can't believe it's took me this long to get to this, but finally I'm reading it and I'm so happy that I'm reading it. I'll update you more when I'm more into the story. Obviously I'm only literally like the tiniest bit through so far, but yeah, so far so good. It's currently the next morning. I didn't end up doing any reading yesterday, but I've woke up early. I've literally only had 3 hours of sleep, but I'm currently on steroids for my eczema, so my sleep is all over the place because they like make your sleep pattern really bad because they keep you awake. Didn't do any reading yesterday because I ended up just colouring all day, to be honest. I'm literally obsessed with colouring. Follow my TikTok if you want to see. I do colouring lives if you're interested. I'll show you one of my colourings because why not? This is one that I'm pretty proud of. But yeah, I just love colouring, so like trying to do both in one day, because I'm very much a person that like when I have a hobby I literally just sit and do it all day. Trying to like navigate which hobbies to do is hard sometimes. I've woke up early this morning and I'm gonna get quite a bit of this read. I want to try and get to like page 200 today, hopefully more. I'm gonna binge this morning to page 200 because I'm on page 55 currently, so I feel like that's like a good amount, and then we'll see if we can read more. But yeah, that is the plan for this morning. I literally haven't even got out of bed yet. I just want to sit and read and then get ready for the day, you know. I feel like one thing that I found that helps me to read more is to read on a morning before I actually get out of bed, because once I'm out of bed and I'm ready and stuff, that's when I start doing other things. So I know if I read in the morning, I know I've got my reading done for that day. So that's like one of my biggest tips if you struggle, if you're like me with hobbies and things that you need to do and you procrastinate a lot. That is like my #1 tip for getting more reading done. That is something that I really want to try and do this year, is to read every morning. If you don't want quote spoilers, then skip. But guys, this quote, oh my god. If she is shadow, then I am flame. This girl is the very thing I can't seem to escape. Can't seem to go anywhere without the remnants of her following. Where I am, she is, whether it's in the flesh or in the fragments of my mind. And where there is a flame, there is always a shadow. She is my inevitable. I love them, I love them, I love them, I love them. I just love a push and pull between characters so much. Like, it's just, I don't even know, it's so good. It's so good. That quote, I was like, oh my god, I'm really back in Lauren's writing. Like, she's just so good. I love her and I love these two so much, and I'm going to be so sad when the series is over because I'm pretty sure the book that comes out in April is the last book. I am now on page 201. The last chapter I just read, oh my god, chapter 25 such an incredible chapter. Oh my god. The confessions, that's all I'm gonna say. The confessions. I love them so much. I love them so much. I love this because I love the forbiddenness of the romance, because obviously they're not supposed to be together. It's taking everything in them to like fight against it. Fight against what they feel for each other, because there's so much betrayal between them. There's so much hurt between them, but then there's also love there that they don't want to admit, and it's just so good when you're reading it. The plot has also now, like, obviously at the start, I'm not going to say too much because obviously I don't want to spoil, but there's the cat and mouse like sort of thing going on because Kai's chasing after Paden, and then you also get like the classic scenes of like them fighting and things, which are always incredible and full of tension. I love those scenes. That's what's like the best part about fantasy, is you get two characters that are super attracted to each other, but they're trying to kill each other. It hits different. It's just so amazing. It makes you feel things that a normal romance can't make you feel. And I also love how broken they both are and how similar they are in a lot of ways. And when they come together, it's just beautiful. It's not, I'm absolutely obsessed with it, but I think we all saw that coming anyway. I mean, it's Kai and Paden. Am I going to feel any other way about these two? No, I love them. Paden is one of my absolute favourite female main characters. The fact that she's an ordinary and she's built herself up to be this powerful freaking woman. She's a fighter and I love her. She's so strong. We love an independent woman, but yeah, she is incredible and I just love her, how powerful she is. In a world where ordinaries are meant to be powerless, she is very much not. She's like more powerful than some of the elites. Also, I forgot to say, I am absolutely loving the banter in this as well. It just makes you smile. Like, it's so, they're so funny together. They keep saying they're gonna kill each other, but then they can't kill each other because they love each other and they won't admit that they love each other. I love it, I love it. Every time they're like arguing like this, the bickering that they do, it's just so obvious that they have so much tension between them, and it makes you so excited when you're reading it. So many emotions. Like, one minute I'm giggling about them, they're having like a really funny conversation, the next minute I want to cry, next minute I want to shrivel up on the floor and cry my eyes out. Not literally, I'm not going to do that. I don't know if I did cry at Powerless. I wonder if this one's going to make me cry. I'm so intrigued by Kit's character and like where things are going to go with him, because he's seeming really mysterious right now. And I just do not trust him at all. I feel like there's going to be a massive betrayal with him. That is my prediction. I hate their father as well. I wish they hated him. They should hate him, because the way that their father has treated them to is disgusting. The father's morals are so bad, and they've turned them to against ordinaries when they shouldn't be against ordinaries, and he's completely ruined Kai's life, completely ruined Kit's life. They're both miserable because of him. It makes me angry. Literally 200 pages in and I can't stop speaking about this book. Also, look at little man. He's so cute. Taco, you're so handsome. You are. Yes. How cute is he? He's so cute. Yeah, you are. Yes. You're cutting your face in the camera. Hey? Right, let's get reading. Guys, I'm so sad. I'm on page 265, but I think I'm gonna have to stop reading, which makes me really sad. I'm feeling a bit tired and my skin is just not, it's really itchy, and when I'm really itchy it's hard to focus on the book, and I don't want my eczema to like deteriorate my enjoyment of this, because I'm loving this book so much. So I don't want to force myself to read it when I'm not feeling good, because then that'll affect how I feel about the book, you know. And I know I'm loving this and I don't want to ruin that, because this is probably going to be a 4 or 5 star. We only have a little bit left and I was so hoping I could binge it tonight, but I just can't focus because of my skin. I just love the fact that they keep saying pretend, pretend. and they're acting like they're pretending, when in reality they're just lying to themselves, and we as the reader know they're lying to themselves, and it's just so exciting when you read it. Okay, so it is the next day now. My eczema's still not the best, but I am way less itchy this morning. I feel like on a night is when it gets really bad. I'm feeling okay this morning. I'm not too itchy. I've took my tablets and all that to like prevent it. I am gonna binge the rest of this morning, and I'm so excited. I just think Lauren Roberts is such a talented writer. Like, the fact that this series was her debut is just baffling to me. Like, that girl, I cannot wait to like just follow her career now as an author, because she's definitely going to be like an author for me now after this series. As much as I love this series and I don't want it to end, I'm also excited to see what she does next. She has made some of the best characters, like Kai and Paden. I love them so much. This book is just full of so much emotion, so much tension. Like, that's one thing Lauren knows how to write. As I've said before, she is the queen at tension. It's just all the like little touches, the little like, we're pretending but they're not actually pretending, because when they're pretending they're actually acting how they wish they could act if it wasn't for their circumstances. And it's just so good when they're like pretending. If you've read the book, you know what I mean. Seeing like Kai, because he's been brought up his whole life to think that ordinaries are bad, they're diseased, they're not meant to be in this world, to then for him to like fall for a girl who's an ordinary, this like crippling thought process of like, but I've grown up living this way, and him like trying to navigate that and figure out how to get past that and realise that everything he has done is wrong. He knew he were bad for what he were doing, but now he feels even worse about it. Him actually figuring out how bad his dad actually was. It's just so sad. Now I love a book when I literally keep rereading parts of the book. Like, I keep going over it. Because I just love it so much. I'm at the last 40 pages, which I'm scared. I know this is going to end on like the biggest cliffhanger. I'm trying to enjoy this right now. Oh. Finally. The stuff Kai says, like, he's a man after my own heart. Like, I'm like so overwhelmed with happiness right now, but I know it's not gonna last. And like, my heart is like, I feel like I've got so many butterflies. Writing on paper can make you feel like this. Like, what? Get a man that counts your freckles. Fantasy men are just top notch. Like, you've got Kai, you've got Jax from Once Upon a Broken Heart, you've got Roman from Divine Rival. I just love them all so much. And then you've also got the female main characters that are absolutely phenomenal. I need to read more fantasy, guys, like I really do. What? I'm sorry, what? I kind of like, it was hinted at, but I was like, surely not. Why would he do that? I'm so confused. Why would he do that? Why? There's got to be some deeper element to like why he's done what he's done. Kai's last chapter, are you freaking kidding me? Trying to break my heart? So I finished Reckless, not yesterday, the day before, and guys, this was incredible. I am gonna give it a 5-star. I feel like I've said most of my thoughts in the clips. I just love Lauren and the way she writes like Paden and Kai's love story. I think it's so good, so romantic, so heartbreaking. There's so much like push and pull, which I love about them too. Constant heartbreak throughout this story because they feel like they can't be together, but they want to be together, because obviously it's very much a forbidden romance because of the situation that they're both in. Paden's an ordinary, Kai's an enforcer. He's literally been brought up to kill people like Paden. so it's just so intense and heartbreaking. And the ending, that last chapter, knife straight through my heart, honestly. Like, I just don't know where this is going to go in the third book. Don't understand why Kit's done what he's done. Excited for the next book in this series. I think it's going to be phenomenal, and I trust Lauren that she's going to end the story in an incredible way. Today I am going to be starting Legendary by Stephanie Garber. I read Caraval, I think, last year in October, I think. So it's been a while since I read that book. But I have been very, very excited to get back into this world because it's very much like a magical, whimsical world. I will let you know my thoughts once I'm like a good amount of way through this book. Probably like 100 pages. Today I am going to, well, Connor's over there, but he's gonna go get his haircut, and while he's getting his haircut in town, I'm gonna go to Waterstones and read this book, which I love to do. We do it like, Connor pretty much goes for a haircut like every month, so I get to just go to Waterstones and read for like 30-40 minutes, and it's so nice. I might like film a little clip, but I get quite nervous, you know, filming in public. If it's not too busy, then I probably will film a little bit of me in Waterstone. Hi guys, so earlier I managed to get to page 84 while I was at Waterstones, but to be honest I read most of it on the bus there, because while we were at Waterstones I spent most of my time picking these books up. As you saw, I literally just uploaded my TBR, which is excessive, and I do have a problem with book buying. Even Connor's told me off about it. He's like, you need to stop buying books because you're buying them quicker than you're reading them, which is so true, but I can't help it sometimes, you know. It's just too hard when you see books that you really want to read. But I'm going to show you the books I got while I was there. Where the Dark Stands Still by A.B. Paranik. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But this has got some really nice sprayed edges. I read the back of it and I was like, I need to take that home. Like, it just sounds really, really good. I got Beg, Borrow or Steal by Sarah Adams. I was going to wait for them to get this in the works, but they're not seeming to like bring out, they take ages to bring out like new releases on the works. So I was like, I'm just gonna get it from Waterstones on the buy one get one half price, because it'll come to around the same price to what it would at the works, so why not. This is the third in her series. I've already read the first two, so I'm really excited to read this one. Next I got Satan's Affair by H.D. Carlton. I was so shocked to see a H.D. Carlton book in Waterstones because I've never really seen her books in there before. This one was just like a whim. So was the fantasy one, to be fair. These two weren't a whim. These two were. Like, I did not need to get these, but I wanted them. We used to be magic. And honestly, the cover pulled me in originally. And then I read the back and it just sounds really, really sweet. And this is a debut as well, and not many people have reviewed it. And I feel like I do want to get like a couple books on my TBR that like aren't super popular. Because I do mostly have like BookTok books. Look at that cover, the characters look so cute. But I think it's YA as well, it was with the YA books. And earlier I got Phantom by H.D. Carlton, which this is her newest release. And it is a prequel to Haunting and Hunting Adeline. There are all the books I have got. That is 5 more books added to my never-ending TBR. As I said, I did read a good amount of this earlier, and I am enjoying it so far. This one's following Teller, whereas the first one was following Scarlet. In this one, so far, not a ton has happened. We are following the sisters after everything that happened in the first one. At the start, we got like this story about these magic cards. Her mum told her not to touch these cards again. Secretly though, Teller hid one of the cards in her pocket, and then in the future she still has these cards, and these cards sort of like show the future. Like when you look at them, they like show a picture, and they can be really dangerous. So that's going to play a big element in this story, I believe. And then also we are now like getting to the part where Caraval is happening again, which is so exciting. I'm so excited to get back into Caraval and the world of Caraval, because it's just so much fun. It's going to be so fun. I feel like there's going to be a lot of heartbreak in this series though, from like what people have like said and things like that I've seen on like BookTok and Stephanie Garber's Instagram. I will like give more thoughts when I've got more things to say. A couple of days later, I didn't do a ton of reading at the weekend, apart from when I went to Waterstones. Yesterday I did actually get to page 205. Well, last night I had some fantasy music on. I was in my pyjamas, I was in bed, and I read like 100 pages. And honestly, like the first like 150 pages of this, I was quite, not bored, that's the wrong word, but I was getting distracted easily. I wasn't really in the story. Whereas now when I got to around page 150, I am so invested. It is so good now. We are in Caraval. Jax has come into the story, which I'm so excited about. I know that he's going to be like, he is a villain in Once Upon a Broken Heart, but in this he's more of a villain, I'm pretty sure. Like, he's just done something that's pretty evil to Portella, but it's so amazing, and I'm so happy to have Jax back. I love him so much, so anything that's got him in it, I'm obsessed. My dog's currently waiting because he likes to play hide and seek with his dentist stick, and he's gone and hid it, so I need to go find it in a second. But yeah, I'll get it in a minute, darling. I'm so happy that I'm finally in this, because I'll get it in a minute. He's crying because he wants me to find the dentist stick. 1 second. Yeah, I'm really in it now. I was so scared because I love Stephanie, and I was like not like super enjoying it at the start. Like, I thought it was gonna be like a 3-star, but now that I'm like really excited about reading it and we're in the plot, it's so exciting. I just thought I'd do a quick update. Oh darling, I'm gonna have to go find his dentist stick for him. But yeah, I'll do a better update later on when I get to like page 300. Let's find your dentist stick. This is what he does, guys. He'll hide it, so I have to find it. And he just loves this game so much. Is that it? Is that your dentist stick? Is that it? Oh, there you go. Are you gonna eat it now, or are you gonna go hide it again? Let's see what he does. Okay, he's so cute. I hope you guys like the taco content, because I do. Are you actually eating it now? But yeah, he loves, these are the only treats he'll play hide and seek with. But he just loves it. He'll go and hide it about 10 times, and then he'll finally eat it. And he just gets so excited when you find the treat. He's like, yay, you found it. And sometimes he's really smart with where he hides it. Like then, it was really easy. But the other day, he literally dug through all his toys and put the dentist stick right at the bottom. And I was like, what a smart boy. And then he'll like go inside this and dig it under the quilt. He's so good. I'm scared one day though, he's going to get that good at it that I'm not going to be able to find the treat. What are you doing? Are you eating your dentist stick? Okay, he has to put so much effort in, bless him. Hey, okay, there you go. Okay, I'll stop filming him now, but just look at that little face. Hi guys, so it is a couple of days later since I last spoke to you, I think. Sorry this like book that I've been reading. I feel like I've been really bad at vlogging my experience while reading it. But honestly, this book is taking me longer than I thought it would to read. Just because yesterday I didn't read anything. Oh no, that's a lie, I went to Costa, which I did film that. But I only got like 30 pages in because then I met up with my friend. But it was so nice to be in Costa. I love going to Costa and reading. Honestly, I'm just so proud of myself that I'm able to do that. Obviously, it's probably so minor to some people, but I have really severe social anxiety. So the fact that I could even just go and get my nails done, go and have a Costa is a big step for me. I can't really go further than that because where I went is really close to me. It's literally like not even 10-minute bus ride there. And I do get quite anxious until I'm sat down inside Costa. It's when I'm like walking around by myself and stuff, I hate it. I get extremely anxious. But I'm so proud of myself for going there, because once I'm in Costa I absolutely love it. I love sitting down on my own and reading. It's just so nice. And I had like such a nice frappe as well, so I'm just really proud of myself for being able to do that. The fact that I pushed myself to do that is a big step for me, because if you asked me 2 years ago to do that, there would have been no chance, like, at all. I know that's got nothing to do with the book, but I'm just so happy that I did that, and I went and read this for a little bit in Costa. Sorry my vlogging hasn't been the best with this book. nothing on the book, guys. I am really enjoying it. It's one of them books where I really want to, I keep thinking about picking it up, but I'm such a bad procrastinator. I hear that I'm such a bad procrastinator. If I've got the littlest bit of itchiness with my skin, I can't read. Really enjoying it. It's literally nothing on the book. I think if it weren't for my eczema and my like circumstances, this would be done by now, which is really frustrating. I have around 150 pages left now. I am on page 301, so we're a good way through now, guys. As I said, the first 100ish pages were quite slow, but once you get past that mark, it is so good. Like, the plot is really fast paced, it's a really quick read. I really like Tella. I think I actually prefer her to Scarlet. I think she's way more interesting than Scarlet in the first one. Don't get me wrong, I did like Scarlet, but something about Tella, I think I find her love story more compelling as well. Like, I loved Julian and Scarlet in the first one, but I just think Dante and Tella are making me feel more. I really like them, and I feel like they're more slow burn. I will say though, with this story, is there is parts of it that are a bit slow, but then there's parts of it that are really fast paced and really interesting. But I think that might just be me and my issues with not being able to read very quickly at the moment. I am very much a person that when I binge a book, I enjoy it more than when I read a book slowly. It was just a scene with Tella and some of the fates. Oh my god, that was so, like, I could imagine it all. Like, Stephanie's so good at that. Like I've said in this video before, I struggle to imagine things, but I know with Stephanie I'm not going to struggle, because I feel like she's really good at putting you there in the situation, there in the scene. I do know who the Caraval Master is. I accidentally spoiled it for myself because I searched on Google the character's name, not Legend. I searched this other character because I couldn't remember him from the first book, which was probably really silly of me. So I searched it and it literally said on Google, the person's name is Legend. And I was like, wow, thanks Google, thanks for that, thanks for telling me who he is. I think that was my fault that I was searching that. I didn't know that it was Legend, to know who this boy was, because I forgot who it was, which is probably really silly that I forgot who it was, but I did read Caraval a while ago. Hi guys, so I am back. Ignore my appearance, my eczema is really bad at the moment. But it is the next day to when I last spoke to you. This is getting so insanely good now. One thing I will say though, it kind of breaks my heart seeing Jax flirt with someone else, because I just love him and Evangeline so much. I'm just like, no! Do not flirt with Tella. Leave her alone. I don't want you to do that. Evangeline is the only girl for you, but obviously I know that this came before Once Upon a Broken Heart. If I read these before Once Upon a Broken Heart, I feel like they would be rated higher than what they are now, just because of how much I love Once Upon a Broken Heart, and because it is one of my all-time favourite series. I just had a lot of expectation going into this series, and it's just not the same for me. I think the characters are way better in Once Upon a Broken Heart. I think the plot line's better in Once Upon a Broken Heart. I just prefer the work, like obviously it's the same world, but I just prefer it in Once Upon a Broken Heart. But that's not to say that this isn't a good world, this hasn't got good characters, because it definitely does. It's still such a good series and I would recommend it to anyone, but I do think it is not even close to Once Upon a Broken Heart as a series. I think that series is just phenomenal. So I'm trying my best not to compare, but it's hard because like Evangeline is just one of my favourite characters. Jax is one of my favourite characters, and I'm glad that we've got him in here because I love him so much. He's such an interesting character, and I love seeing like his backstory and things that he was doing before Once Upon a Broken Heart. It's just breaking my heart a little bit seeing him flirt with someone else that's not Evangeline. I loved like Tella's storyline with her mum as well. Like, that's really sad and heartbreaking. Like, when she finds out what she finds out, I feel so bad for her. She just deserves better. I'm gonna finish this today. I only have, I think, around less than 100 pages left, so not too much to go. So excited to finish this, and I'm actually really excited to start the next one already, because I feel like I just have a feeling about that one. I feel like it's going to be the best in the series. Hi guys, I'm currently filming on my phone because I literally just went to film on my camera. Ignore this rubbish bag, by the way. I literally just went to film on my camera and the battery's dead, so I need to put it on charge. But I want to do an update now before I read more of the next book, because I don't want to like get far in it and not update you guys. I finished Legendary. I have decided to give it a 3.75 stars. If the first 200 pages were as good as the last 200 pages, this would have been a 4 star, because I think the last 200 pages were so action packed. The world was incredible. I loved the whole Decks of Destiny thing. That was so interesting, and with all the fates and all their different abilities, learning about them was so interesting. I really enjoyed the world in here, but I just think it were a bit slow at the start, and that is why I'm not giving it a 4-star, because it did take me a while to get into this story. And I also absolutely loved the romance in here as well. I think because I read Once Upon a Broken Heart before this series is why this romance don't eat it up as much as I did Jax and Evangeline, because they just don't hit the same as them two. So Dante and Teller, even though I really like them, they don't pull out the same feelings that Jax and Evangeline do for me. So I think if I read this first, I would have ate the romance up way more, because I have such a standard now because of Jax and Evangeline, if that makes sense. That's not to say I didn't enjoy the romance, I definitely did. I think they were so fun together, they had such great banter. I love the tension between them. Just overall a really enjoyable read, and I definitely recommend this series. I have started Finale. 103 pages in, and already this is feeling so much better than the first two. I just think this one's going to be a lot more detailed, a lot more action-packed than the first two. It's not going to take as long to get into the plot. Already it's so intriguing. I love the fact that we get both of the sisters' point of view as well. That's another thing in this series. I think the relationship between the sisters is so interesting. I just can't wait to see where Dante and Teller end up as well after everything that happened in the last book. Like, I'm so excited. Jax is in here as well. Still upsets me that it's got a romance with another woman. Like, no, stop calling her darling. Your darling is Evangeline. With Scarlet, she has a whole plot line that I'm not too happy with. She made a decision in the last book I didn't really enjoy. Like, I feel like that was really annoying, because I love, if you know, you know, I love Scarlet and Julian. So when she did that, I was just like, oh no. Even though this series isn't like a I'm rambling again, but even though this series isn't like a 5-star series for me, I just love being in Stephanie's writing. Like, I just think she's phenomenal. She's so, like, the way she creates these worlds, her mind is so creative. Like, I think the whole magical elements in this story is just so unbelievably imaginative, and props to her, because she is one very imaginative woman. I don't know how she does it, but yeah, I will see you guys soon. Hi guys, please ignore the state of my hair. I have washed it and just thrown it up in a bun. I feel like it's looked the same in all the clips, to be honest. I never really do my hair, I just throw it up in this mess. I'm in my hoodie as well because it's absolutely freezing, guys. It is so cold today, so I've got my hoodie on and I'm just so cold, but even in this I am freezing. I am now on page 302 of Finale by Stephanie Garber. Guys, I am loving this way more than the first two books. I don't know what it is with this one. I think it's because it's a lot more, I mean, all the books are action packed, but I feel like I'm more interested in the plot in this one, and I do think I'm enjoying the characters more in this one. I love Teller in Legendary though, and I'm loving her in this one. I love Dante. I love Legend and Teller's storyline in here. It's so good. I also love that we've got both point of views in here as well. We've got Scarlet's and Teller's. We definitely get more of Teller's though, because she feels more like the main character in this series, in my opinion. But Scarlet is still an amazing character, and she did have her own book in the first book. I much prefer Teller and her story and her plotline in general, so I'm glad we get mostly her story. I always see people enjoyed the first two more than this one, but I feel like I'm the opposite. I am way preferring this one, way more preferring the plotline in here. I think the Fates storyline and them trying to defeat the Fates is so interesting. Don't get me wrong though, I do think Legendary is very charming, the second book, because the magical elements in that one are super unique and imaginative and very beautiful. I also think with the first two, well, the second one mostly, as you've seen when I was filming for this vlog, I was really struggling with my accent, and sadly that just does deter how I feel about books sometimes, because I can't get fully invested, which is really annoying. I'm feeling a bit better now, and I'm reading this while I'm feeling a bit better, so I feel like that's probably another element why I'm loving it more, because I'm having a fun time while reading it and I'm not struggling as much with my eczema, whereas I was when I read the second one, which just hurts me a little bit, because I feel like this series had more potential if it weren't for my circumstances. But saying that, I also think the reason why I don't love this series as much as Once Upon a Broken Heart. Once Upon a Broken Heart is very much more of a romantic series. It's very focused on the romance element of the story, whilst also having a magical vibe to it, a fantasy vibe. Whereas this series does have romance in it, don't get me wrong, but it's not focused on that. It's more focused on the plot and everything that's happening in the world. Whereas I am enjoying the plot, but I personally am just a romance girly through and through, so I think that's why I way preferred Once Upon a Broken Heart. I don't mean to compare. I can see why people say that you should have read this first, because Once Upon a Broken Heart is way better, and the fact that I read that first has just put so many expectations on this series when it's just very different. In my opinion, it's not as romantic. It's very much more of an adventure story. I think Stephanie Garber, I can see why people love this series so much though, like why people rate it 5 stars and things like that. If you love like an adventure storyline, you don't need a ton of romance like I do, you're gonna love this series. And I would recommend to read this before Once Upon a Broken Heart, because if you read Once Upon a Broken Heart, you're just gonna have so many expectations for this series like I do. I don't regret reading Once Upon a Broken Heart though, because that is like my all-time favourite series, my favourite books in the entire world. This one though, absolutely the best in the series in my opinion. Somewhat close to finishing. I have around 170 pages left I think. I'm obsessed with this one, I'm not gonna lie. I think this is going to be a 4-star. I think it's such a strong book, a strong ending to the story so far. Obviously I haven't finished it yet. I just think the characters are way better in here, the plot is way better, it's more interesting. I love Tella in here, I love everything about her and everything about Legend. I love learning more about Legend, the fates and everything, the angst between Legend and Tella as well. I have a lot of angst between them, that's all I'm going to say. I love the little inklings that we get of Scarlett and Julian, because I definitely love them two so much. Also earlier I was saying I didn't like the decision Scarlett made. She made up for it. I love Scarlett again. I think she's such a great character. I do really like her as well. And then there's also been a plot twist with Scarlett in here, which I wasn't expecting, and that is such a good plot twist. I was like, oh, did not see that one coming, but really good plot twist with Stephanie there. I loved that just the whole group's together in this one. Like I feel like in the first two they were very separated, whereas in here they're having to come together to come to a solution. I'm trying to be very vague. Even though the first two I didn't rate, like, I mean I did still rate them high. 3.75 is still a really good rating. Like I think this series is incredible. I think the world that Stephanie's built with these books, just insane. I feel like she's just so creative. Little elements with the fates and everything is just so imaginative. I think she's got such an incredible mind. These are just fun, they're so much fun. I think if they had way more, even though the romances are good in here guys, don't get me wrong, if the romances were more in the books, I feel like this could have been a higher rated series for me. I'm a romance girl guys. I have just finished finale. Guys, this was definitely the best in the series in my opinion. This is a 4-star. I absolutely loved this one. I think a big factor though was that I binged this one a lot more than I did the first two. I feel like I really liked the storyline in here and how it all came together. I thought it was incredible, and I love the way that the girl's story ends off. The last few chapters, the Scarlett's last chapter and Tella's last chapter, my heart, they both have such beautiful endings, and I'm really happy with the way this story went, how it all came together. The ending was so good. The last 100 pages, Fallen Star, his storyline in here, so good. Like, oh, such an interesting plotline in here. And there wasn't much of Caraval in here, but I actually did just enjoy the fates in here and the plot of the fates. Even though I do enjoy Caraval in the first two and the world of Caraval, this still has like all the magical vibes of Caraval, but it's more about everything that happens after Caraval. I found this one just a lot more interesting than the first two. I think I just like the fates a lot and everything to do with them. Even though they are in the first two, I feel like this one is really focused on the fates. I just think this one was incredible. It just kept me hooked a lot more than the first two. The first two I did still really enjoy. Like, this is a 4-star, the first two are 3.75. There's not a huge difference in ratings. I'm just so happy with how it ended. And I'm so glad I've read this series now and I'm caught up with Stephanie, because her new book comes out this year. Legend's last chapter. Oh, I love the way his story ends off, and his character development and his whole story, his whole arc was just amazing. I think the way his whole journey throughout all the books was just phenomenal, and I really like his character. I want to say something so bad. I'm going to put a spoiler section here. The fact that he chose Tella. My heart, when that was said, I wanted to cry. Like, that whole scene was just beautiful. And the fact that he broke the spell that Tella was under because of Jax. I love those two so much. In the first two I wasn't like, I did enjoy the romance, but I feel like I connected more to those two in this one because there was a lot more angst between them in this one, and I'm a sucker for angst. The reason why I loved The Fallen Skies, I wasn't expecting the twist of him being Scarlett's dad, and then Scarlett's whole plotline with him and her trying to trick him was so good. I think as well there's a lot of characters in this series, but Stephanie Garber definitely handles it super well, and it doesn't get confusing or anything. Love this series so much, even though it's not a 5-star series for me like Once Upon a Broken Heart. I think it is super fun, it's super imaginative, super creative, a beautiful world, beautiful plot, beautiful characters, like so much is going for this series, and I can see why so many people give this series 5 stars, because it's honestly one of the most creative things I've ever read. I think it's definitely, like I've said earlier in this video, her mind is just insane, and I'm just so excited to see what she does next. She's doing an adult fantasy next, which I can't wait for. Technically I have finished this series, but there is a novella called Spectacular, but that's just like a little mini story, so I'm gonna read that at some point. I think it's a Christmas novella though, so I'm probably not gonna read it. Yeah, Legend and Teller, those two were definitely my favourites. I did love Scarlett and Julian as well, but I just found Legend and Teller's story a lot more compelling for me personally, and I was more intrigued by them, and I kept reading for those two. Julian's love for Scarlett is just beautiful. Like, I just think them two are so sweet together. Last thing I'm gonna say before I end this clip, I haven't binge read over 100 pages in a hot minute, and I have just sat from 1 till 4 and read the last 170 pages of this. So if that doesn't tell you how good the end of this book is, I don't know what will. As someone that's been struggling to do that lately, it took me a minute like to get into it, like when I come out of the story, because I hadn't read it for like 2 days, but once I got into it again, couldn't put this book down. I said I was going to take a break after 100 pages. I didn't take a break, I couldn't put it down. I needed to know how the story was going to end. Hi guys, sorry for the weird angle to end off the video, but I just want to do a quick little wrap up. This is a really weird angle. If you can't tell, I am pretty ill at the moment. I am on some very intense treatment for my eczema. I'm on steroids for 6 weeks, but even more stronger than what I were on during this vlog. Antibiotics that are even stronger, and then I have to wear these bandages all over my body, on my top half, to prevent me from itching, and this stuff underneath here has like antibiotics all over it. To be fair though, I am loving having these bandages on because they're really soothing, and I am finally able to read and edit without itching, which is really nice. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to clarify why I look like this. I feel like my vlogs are so bad because I'm just not. I have a chronic skin condition and that's not something I can help, you know. But yeah, let's do a quick wrap up of everything that I read. Chuckles keeps licking me. So I'm gonna use my special edition to speak about this book, because any excuse to show off my beautiful edition of Reckless. We read Reckless, which I gave 5 stars. This was incredible. I love these books so much. I honestly can't decide if I like this one more than Powerless. I love them both so much. Just look at this stunning edition. Like, I'm literally in love. And guys, the hardback. Like, are you kidding me? And then it's got a quote on the back. I'm literally in love with it. And then we read Legendary by Stephanie Garber, which I gave this a 3.75, same as what I gave Caraval. Love this series so much. As I've said, I pretty much said everything I need to say about the series, but yeah, so good, highly recommend. And then we read Finale, which is the final book in this series. There is a novella, as I've mentioned, but this is the last main book, and this one was my favourite. I gave it 4 stars. I think I liked this one more because it was very plot heavy, but I feel like the romance just hit different in this one, and I just loved it. But yeah, so that is my quick wrap up of everything that we read in this video. I am sorry that this vlog, I think it's spaced around 2 to 3 weeks. These books took me a long time to read. It might have even been longer than that. Such a fun reading vlog, really successful. Loved every single book that I read. It's a shame that it took me as long as it did, but you saw why in the vlog. Just eczema is just getting the best of me, let's just say that. But I still want to do reading vlogs, even if they take me 3 weeks. I still want to upload. I love doing this, and I'm just trying so hard not to let it stop me. Yeah, hopefully you guys still enjoyed this vlog. I really hope it was still okay for you guys, but yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below if you've read any of these books or books that you're loving at the moment. I would love to know. And yeah, I love you all and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!